Do you feel stuck? Got a huge dream to be a doctor, an artist, a leader, but you feel small? There's a wall, and that wall is English. It makes you feel invisible. It makes your dream feel impossible. It's a terrible, lonely feeling. I understand. And I want to tell you something very important. You are not small, and your dream is not impossible. In this video, you will meet Alejandra. She felt just like you. She was standing in front of the same wall. Her dream was impossible. But she started with one word, then two, then a sentence. This is the story of how she changed her life. And it's a story that will show you, step by step, how to change yours. But this is not just a story. This is an English lesson, a very special English lesson. Today, you will do more than just listen. You will practice. This entire video is a powerful listening practice for you. It is designed for English for beginners. We will use simple, clear, natural English. We will learn new English vocabulary. We will learn phrasal verbs. We will talk about English grammar and English pronunciation. We will even do shadowing practice together. This is your first step to improve your English. So please, get a notebook, get a pen, relax your mind, open your ears, and listen. Don't try to translate in your head. Just absorb. This is how you learn to think in English. This is Alejandra's journey, and it starts now. And before we begin this journey, hit the like button if you're ready for your own transformation, and subscribe so you don't miss the next step. Alejandra lived in a small, quiet town in Mexico. She was smart, she was kind, she was curious, and she had a very big dream, a huge dream. Alejandra wanted to be a doctor. She didn't just want it, she needed it. She wanted to help people. She wanted to save lives. In her small town, there was only one small clinic. Many people were sick. She wanted to build a real hospital for her community. This was her why. This was her fire, her motivation. But there was a problem. A very big, very difficult problem. The best medical schools, the best medical books, the best research, the best opportunities. They were not in Mexico. They were in the United States. They were in Canada. They were in England. They were in English. And Alejandra's English? It was zero. Nothing. She could say, hello. She could say, thank you. She could say, goodbye. That was all. She looked at her big dream, and she looked at her small English, and she felt stuck. She felt hopeless. Her dream felt impossible. She had a small old dictionary. She opened it. So many words. How? She thought. How can I learn English? How can I go from hello to doctor? Let's pause here for a moment. This is our first lesson. This feeling. Hopeless. Do you know this feeling? When your dream is so big and you feel so small? This is the first wall. It's not English. It's fear. Alejandra felt hopeless. Let's look at that word. Hope. Less. Hope is the good feeling about the future. Less means without. So, hopeless means without hope. This is a common pattern in English grammar, like care, cuidado, and careless, sem cuidado, descuidado. Like use, uso, and useless, sem uso, inútil. Alejandra felt hopeless. She felt useless. But she was not. And you are not. This entire video is your English listening practice. Your first job is just to listen. The language is simple. She was smart. She was kind. She had a big dream. This is natural English. It is simple, clear, and direct. This is the English for beginners that you need to hear. You don't need complex, difficult grammar. You need to master the simple. Alejandra felt hopeless. But she did something very important. She made a decision. She was tired of feeling hopeless. She picked up her small dictionary. "I will learn one word," she said. Just one. Her journey did not start with a school. It did not start with a teacher. It started with one word. Alejandra had no money for a course. She had no computer for the internet. But she had two things. She had her dictionary, and she had a small, old radio. She found a radio station from the United States. It played American pop music. She turned on the radio. She listened. It was just noise. Fast, confusing noise. She didn't understand anything. She felt frustrated. I will never understand this native English. But she did not turn off the radio. She listened. Every single day. She listened while she washed the dishes. She listened while she cleaned the house. She listened. She tried to write down words she thought she heard. She wrote fever. She wrote love. She wrote sky. She looked them up in her dictionary. Sometimes she was right. Sometimes she was very wrong. It was slow. It was difficult. But one day, a song played. It was a simple song. It was slow. The singer said, "I want to hold your hand." Alejandra's heart stopped. She understood it. She grabbed her dictionary. You want, querer, to hold, segurar, your, so, hand, mão. Eu quero segurar sua mão. She understood a full sentence. She laughed. She actually laughed. It was a small victory. But that small victory, it felt huge. It was a spark. This spark changed her English practice. She got a notebook. A real notebook. This became her English vocabulary book. She made sections. Page 1, verbs, to want, to hold, to be, to go. Page 2, nouns, hand, town, doctor, hospital. Page 3, adjectives, smart, kind, big, small, good, bad. Every day she added 5 new words, just 5, but she practiced them. Then she found a book, an old used children's book at the market. It was The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. The English grammar was very simple. The sentences were short. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. She read it. She didn't understand shine or wet. She looked them up. Shine, brilhar. Wet, molhado. Ah, o sol não brilhou. Estava muito molhado para brincar. She read the book again and again and again. She read it out loud. She tried to copy the sounds. The sun did not shine. She listened to her own voice. She was practicing her English pronunciation. She felt silly. She felt like a child. Her family laughed a little. Alejandra, what are you doing? Talking to yourself? But she didn't stop. This was her first real practice speaking English. It wasn't perfect, but it was consistent. Every day, the radio, the notebook, the children's book, every single day. Okay, let's pause again. This is maybe the most important part of the entire English lesson. What did Alejandra do? She was consistent. This is the first rule to improve your English. Consistency. Every single day. Even 15 minutes is good. Consistency is more important than intensity. A little practice every day is better than 5 hours on one Saturday. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Now, let's talk about how she practiced. This is so important. She read the book again and again out loud. This is a famous, powerful technique. We call it shadowing practice. What is shadowing practice? It is simple. You listen to native English and you speak at the same time. Or you listen and you immediately copy it. You copy the sound. You copy the rhythm. You copy the music of the language. You are a shadow, una sombra. You follow the speaker exactly. This is one of the most powerful skills to speak English with confidence. Why? Because it trains the muscles in your mouth. It trains your tongue. It trains your lips. It builds muscle memory. Your English pronunciation gets better, even if you don't understand every word. Let's try it. Right now. This is shadowing English speaking practice. I will say the sentence from the book. You repeat it. Aloud. Don't be shy. If Alejandra can do it, you can do it. Ready? Listen. The sun did not shine. Pause. Now you say it. The sun did not shine. Pause. Good. Again? Listen to the music. The sun did not shine. Pause. Your turn. The sun did not shine. Pause. One more time. It was too wet to play. Pause. Your turn. It was too wet to play. Pause. That is shadowing practice. It's simple, it's free, and it works. Alejandra was building her foundation. She was learning English for daily life, from children's books and pop songs. She was building her English skills. But she had a new problem. A big, big fear. After 1 year, Alejandra's English vocabulary was bigger. She had 3 full notebooks. She could read simple books. She could understand some of the songs on the radio. She could write simple sentences. But she had never spoken to a real person. Never. She had her shadowing practice, but a real English conversation with a native speaker? No. She was terrified. She was afraid of making mistakes. She was afraid of her English pronunciation. She was afraid of looking stupid. This fear, it was a prison. She was safe in her room with her books. But she knew the dream doctor was outside her room. She had to speak English. One day, she was walking in the market. A group of American tourists were there. They looked lost. They were holding a map. They looked confused. They were speaking English. Alejandra's heart started to beat. Thump, 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 thump. She could feel it in her chest. This was her chance. Her mind was screaming, "No! Don't do it! Walk away! They will laugh at you! Your English is bad. Your accent is terrible. Don't do it!" She stopped. She looked at the tourists. She thought about her dream. Doctor. She thought about her town, her hospital, and she thought, my dream is stronger than my fear. She took a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. She walked to the tourists. Her hands were shaking. She opened her mouth. She said, "Hello? Can I help you?" The tourists stopped. They looked at her, and they smiled. A big, warm smile. "Oh, yes. Thank you. We are looking for the old church." Alejandra's brain clicked. She understood. She understood the whole sentence. Looking for, she knew this. She had it in her notebook. This is a phrasal verb. She smiled back. She felt a little bit of power. She spoke very slowly. She said, "Yes, the church. Go. Straight. 2 blocks. Then turn left." She pointed. Straight. Left. The tourist said, "Oh, thank you. You are so kind. Your English is good." Alejandra couldn't believe it. "My English is good?" She just said, "You are welcome. Have a good day." The tourists walked away. Alejandra stood in the street. She was shaking, but she was not afraid. She was proud. It was not a long English conversation practice. It was 30 seconds. But in those 30 seconds, her entire life changed. The wall of fear, it had a crack. She did it. Okay, let's analyze this. This is huge. This is the moment 99% of students fail. The fear of the first speaking practice. Alejandra felt the fear, and she did it anyway. This is the only way to get English fluency. You must speak. You must make mistakes. You must be brave. Now, let's look at the English grammar in that moment. The tourist said, "We are looking for the old church." Alejandra knew this. This is a phrasal verb. What are phrasal verbs? They are one of the most important and most difficult parts of natural English. A phrasal verb is a verb like look, plus a small word. A preposition like for, up, at, on. When you put them together, the meaning changes completely. Let's do a mini lesson on the phrasal verb to look. This is practical English. Ready? Look, olhar. Example, I look at the book. But, look for charter procurar. Example, the tourists look for the church. Look up for ter pesquisar. Example, Alejandra looks up words in her dictionary. Look after charter cuidar. Example, a doctor looks after sick people. Look forward to procure esperar ansiosamente. Example, She is looking forward to her future. Says, see? The same verb, look, but the meaning is completely different. Native speaker voices are full of phrasal verbs. You must learn them. How? Exactly how Alejandra did. You learn them one by one. You write them in your notebook. You practice them. And what about Alejandra's speaking practice? She said, go straight, then turn left. Was this 100% perfect English grammar? No. A native speaker might say, you need to go straight for 2 blocks and then take a left at the corner. But who cares? Alejandra communicated. The tourists understood. This is the #1 rule of this channel. English Unshackled. Communication is the goal. Not perfection. Progress. Not perfection. You must be brave enough to be bad at something so you can become good at it. Alejandra now had a new power. It was not English vocabulary, it was confidence. She knew she could do it. She was ready to hunt for bigger opportunities. She was ready for the next level. Alejandra worked. She worked for 2 full years. She saved every single peso. She worked in a restaurant. She cleaned houses. And she studied. She studied like a machine. Her English skills were growing. She was not A2 anymore. She was moving to B1. She was still a beginner, but she was a strong beginner. She was serious. She found an advertisement in the newspaper. A small medical clinic in a bigger city needed a translator, a bilingual translator, Spanish and English. The clinic helped American doctors who visited Mexico to volunteer. Alejandra's heart, thump, thump, thump. This was it. This was the door. A medical job. It was a huge risk. She was not a translator. She was not a native speaker. Her English pronunciation was still Mexican. She was afraid, but she remembered the tourists. She remembered her dream. She applied for the job, and they called her for an interview. She took a bus to the big city. She walked into the clinic. The manager was an American woman. She was busy. She looked serious. The manager, her name was Sarah, sat down, and she started speaking fast. So, Alejandra, I see your application. Tell me, why do you want this job? Your English is not perfect. You don't have a certificate. Alejandra was terrified. Sarah spoke so fast. The native English. It was like a wall of sound. She could not think in English fast enough. She wanted to run away. She wanted to go back to her small town, to her children's book. But she didn't. She looked at Sarah. She remembered her why. Doctor. She took a deep breath, and she told her story. She did not use perfect English grammar. She made many mistakes, but she spoke from her heart. She spoke with passion. She said, "You are right. I do not have perfect English. This is true, but I am a hard worker. I learn fast. I understand medicine words, stomach, heart, blood, patient. And I want to help people. More than anything, I want to be a doctor. This job, this is not just a job for me. This is my dream." Sarah, the manager, looked at her for a long, long time. The room was completely silent. Alejandra thought, I failed. It's over. Then Sarah smiled. Just a little. She said, You are not a perfect translator, Alejandra, but you have passion, you have courage, and you are a hard worker. You start on Monday. Alejandra got the job. She got the job. She was in. She was inside the medical world. Okay, let's stop. This is critical. Let's do our English lesson. Why did she get the job? Was it her perfect English skills? No. Was it her native speaker accent? No. It was her passion. It's her courage. When you speak English, your personality is more important than your perfect grammar. Remember this. Now, let's talk about the language. First, the fast speech. Sarah spoke fast. This is the biggest problem for every English for Beginners student. You think, I will never understand native speaker voices. Why do they sound so fast? I will tell you the secret. They connect their words. A native English speaker doesn't say, What do you want to do? 5 words. They say, What do you wanna do? 1 word. What do you wanna do? This is called connected speech. How do you practice this? With English listening practice, but not just any practice. You must listen to real, daily English conversations. You listen to movies. You listen to podcasts. You listen to this channel. You train your ear to hear the music, not just the individual words. This is a key skill for fluency. Second, let's look at Alejandra's answer. She said, I am a hard worker. She said, I learn fast. These are called English collocations. Collocations are words that love to be together. They are best friends. They are a team. In English, we say hard worker. We don't say strong worker or heavy worker. We say hard worker. We say, I learn fast, or I am a fast learner. We make a decision. We don't take a decision. We take a test. We don't make a test. Learning English collocations is one of the biggest secrets to how to speak English fluently. It makes your English sound natural. Alejandra learned these from listening, not just from grammar books. This is practical English. Alejandra was now inside the medical world. She was excited, but she did not know. The real battle, the final battle, was just beginning. Alejandra worked at that clinic for 3 years. Every single day was the hardest English lesson of her life. It was hard, so hard. In her first week, she had to answer the phone. Hello, clinic. This is Alejandra speaking. How can I help you? The people on the phone, they spoke so fast. They had accents. She had to write emails, professional emails. She had to talk to the American doctors, real native speaker doctors. They were smart. They were busy. And they used difficult words, medical words, aneurysm, suture, diagnosis, and they used slang. They used so many phrasal verbs.